On this edition of Studio Visit, we hear from poet JoEllen Kwiatek, whose work has been published in the Antioch Review and the American Poetry Review. She's the recipient of a Pushcart Prize and the Iowa Poetry Prize. Artist and Community Voices producer Susan Byrnes talks with her about the influence of the visual arts on her work.
From her early days of writing, JoEllen Kwiatek's poems have been informed by a fascination with the visual arts. Her poems have titles like The Daydream of Art History and A Painting by Vermeer. Kwiatek remembers the first painting that really struck her.
When I got to, I think it was the 7th or 8th grade, my teacher held up a print of Van Gogh's shoes, old boots. And I looked up, I was looking down. I nearly fell off my chair. And I've just read everything I could on him and learned about other artists. You know, that was the beginning of going after art because it just made me happy.
So happy that she has a collection of 200 art books. Her poems transport readers to deep forests or desolate landscapes conjured from the art that captivates her. But instead of description, it's a process of assimilating the feeling an image might invoke. One poem, A Walk in Daylight, about Nosferatu or Count Dracula, all started with one of photographer Sally Mann's haunting pictures of the South.
There was one in particular that moved me. I mean, it's not in the poem, but I looked at that photograph and I thought, I have to write something. I felt like I can write something having looked at this. I just knew it. So sometimes you just know.
That led her to write about Nosferatu.
When I first saw Werner Herzog's film, The Nosferatu, I was focused on Isabelle Adjani, the beautiful French actress. I was in my 20s, early 20s, mid 20s. And I thought, oh, if I could look like her. And then I saw it again in my 40s and I thought, oh my God, I'm Nosferatu. We have a lot of things in common.
She jokes that they both had trouble sleeping at night, were self-conscious and socially awkward, and were prone to depression. Here's Kwiatek reading the poem.
A walk in daylight. Not the end, Count, but the rich middle. Dark as pines in the Schloss. Frail immediacy lighting the hour. The rock face. A visitor would be grotesque. Someone like yourself, belated, repercussive, combing the fire, out of thrall to any clues beside the way, haphazard, unaligned, the invisible figurative like blowdown trumpeting a storm, the storm's passing. In these mountains, cools and pounded in the walls like a secret. Sunlight is a studio, a sanatorium. The glacier has a shelf life. Whoever seeks abroad may find it.
So this is a poem in which I'm also trying to tell myself there's still, life to come. There are still unknowns to come. There are things to look forward to.
She says her poem suggests that life is bigger than our understanding of it. It's the same suggestion we get from all the arts. We suddenly see something we never before observed, never imagined, and our world is changed. This is Susan Byrnes with Studio Visit.
Studio Visit is supported by the Contemporary Dayton Gallery and produced at the Eichelberger Center for Community Voices at WYSO.